Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Taking On Sports Podcast. As always, this is a podcast made by fans for fans. Hear from you, the fans. Catch on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon. Let's get the boys in. All right. I got a game for you guys right off the gate, and it's only because it popped up on my Twitter as I was posting the "Hey, we're live" thing. Have you seen the Pro Football Hall of Fame posting pictures of the bust on Twitter?
The bust?
Got one for you. Who is this? This is your Seth. This one was kind of hard for me. I honestly didn't get it. I had to cheat, but it's not Chuck Norris. Barrett, this is more your era.
Wait.
I'll give you a couple hints if you want them.
What position?
Quarterback.
Quarterback, Bear, come on. Old school, already in the Hall of Fame? Like,
Oh, so he's already there.
Lefty, yep. He was drafted in 1968. That's why I said around. Yeah, I said around your time, Barrett.
Ken Stabler. I don't fucking
Hey, nice pickup there. Yeah, Ken Stabler. I think they post one every day.
What a guess from Rotram here, dude, and gets that.
Hey, when he said left-handed.
I had to look it up. I was just like, I have no idea.
I was about to just randomly say Testaverde for some dumb reason.
Oh, they ain't posted one in a while. They usually post one just about every day, but oh, now. Weird. But good week in the NFL draft, huh, Barrett? Your four total picks that the Miami Dolphins had.
That's right.
Seth with the Dallas Cowboys taking
the Cowboys.
The Cowboys potentially reaching in the first round for a guy.
It could be a reach. I mean, Dallas hasn't drafted an interior defensive lineman, and I couldn't tell you when and how many drafts. So it felt like a need. It felt like something that was there, and they settled on it. So,
wow, just straight up saying reach to old.
Well, technically, it was a reach. He was like,
he was projected to be like a second round guy.
Oh, okay.
Would he have been there when the Cowboys came back around in the second? Or they could have. The way I look at it is there was much better talent available at the time of that pick. Maisie Smith is his name. For those wondering, for the millions wondering at home.
They wanted to make Micah Parsons happy. That's what it was.
Yeah, they drafted it for Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
I guess. Whatever. I felt like that guy would have been there in the second round. You guys could have easily gotten another solid edge threat in Nolan Smith or a couple others. But
I don't know.
Smith has that pec issue, so
there's a rumor going around that the Chiefs were trying to trade up to get Maisie Smith, so you never know. I don't know. We'll see how it goes down the road, I guess.
Ooh. Well, Barrett, I mean, how'd you like Miami's draft?
Dude, I liked it.
No Dalvin, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, just wait on that. Listen, Dolphins Twitter, they were raging because we didn't take a tight end. We passed on a certain tight end, Daryl Henderson or Daryl Anderson. I don't know, some guy out of Georgia. We had two opportunities to take them, but they went corner, okay, and then the fastest running back in the draft. Now, Twitter's like, oh, Miami stacked at cornerback, man. Miami doesn't need a running back. Okay. Even with all that talent, how many injuries? All the injuries happened last year. Running backs were in and out. Miami was bottom 5 in pass defense anyway. And then they were like bottom 5 in rushing. What do? You go get the best available player you can get. Miami can't draft offensive linemen, point blank, okay? So they're just going to stop trying, which they did, even though they picked Ryan Hayes, okay, their last pick. And the only video of him is he's getting shoved down at some Senior Bowl. Of course. Not worried. I like the picks. I did my due diligence and looked at some Cam Smith stuff and some A-Chain. I'm telling you, man, A-Chain, whoo.
He's fast.
If you're in a dynasty league, he may be the Dolphins RB1 here in a couple of years.
Yeah, especially since the injuries just plagued that running back.
That's what I'm saying. You know, you really think you can get a whole year, 16 games from Mostert and Jeff Wilson. If that happens, I would say I'll shave my head, but I'll have to do something worse, okay? I'll wear a dress to Buffalo Wild Wings or something. I guarantee
if we get 17 games out of both of them in 1 year.
Yeah. Pick the random embarrassing
Well, this is the last year because if Mostert gets hurt again, I think he's out of the league. I think if Jeff Wilson gets hurt again, he'll be a backup forever. And Jeff Wilson has starting potential. He was good.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Can't stay fucking healthy, man. So we'll see. We'll see, man.
I don't know. But, man, let me break down this Saints draft for you because it's a beauty.
Yeah,
and I'm only gonna touch on one player, and I think he's the steal of the draft. A.T. Perry, the wide receiver we got from Wake Forest in the 6th round.
A.T. Perry.
Let me tell you why.
He stinks, dude.
6'5", 205 pounds. His sophomore or his junior year, 71 catches, 1,200 yards, 15 touchdowns. Was Sam Hartman there at the time? I think Sam Hartman was there 2 years ago. Sam Hartman was there last year as well. This year with Sam Hartman at his quarterback, 81 catches, 1,100 yards, and 11 touchdowns. And this guy fell to the 6th round. I want to know why. I can't find a reason why he wasn't projected higher. I'm shopping around because I don't know why. I think that dude's potentially still the draft. He put up great numbers in college.
Well, I mean, was his competition bad or something? Why did he get picked so low?
He plays for Wake Forest. It's not like it's awful.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kind of weird. Brian Breesy, injury-prone D lineman for the Saints, and they go get Isaiah Forsky, edge rusher from Notre Dame. And then we get another potential steal of the draft, Kendre Miller from TCU.
Oh, I think the second video of that Miami O-line was putting the Forsky guy on his ass.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because wasn't he y'all's first-round pick?
No, Forsky was second rounder. Breesy was our first rounder from Clemson. He plagued with injuries, man. He's got to come back healthy. I don't know.
So who do you think won the draft totally?
Hands down, to me it was the Eagles, but now I'm starting to lean towards the Lions.
Really?
They get Jahmyr Gibbs. Good running back. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be fantastic for them. Power runner. They get Jake Campbell, the best interior linebacker in the draft. That dude's incredible from Iowa. They get Sam Laporta, tight end from Iowa. Iowa just produces tight ends like crazy. He'll be productive. He's a day one starter, I would think. And then they get Brian Branch from Alabama. They snag him in the 2nd round. I think they traded up to get him. Incredible. And then who do they get to back up Jared Goff? That bad man from Tennessee before the ACL went out from underneath him. Hendon Hooker? I don't know, dude. I think the Lions have potentially the draft. They drafted perfectly for what was available to them.
I like the Lions draft.
The only other team that comes to mind is the Eagles, who got Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. And then Sidney Brown and Ringo. Sidney Brown from Illinois. That dude's a banger. And then they go get Ringo. 3 Georgia Bulldogs drafted from them. And then they turn around and trade for another Georgia Bulldog.
Billy's calling you out, Vance, dude.
Who was the steal of the draft last year? Who did I call last year?
Probably Derek Carr.
Yeah. Oh, flip it.
The Derek Carr jersey is hanging up. Oh, I should have wore that one today.
God, you really bought a Derek Carr?
Oh,
jersey?
you better believe it. I bought a Derek Carr jersey. We have listen, I'm not saying Derek Carr's like the next Drew Brees or the next Messiah that's going to bring a championship to New Orleans.
Oh, that'd be
But
like me.
We're
Go.
seriously talking about consistency at the quarterback position in New Orleans since Drew Brees left. That's what gets me excited. As long as he doesn't sustain an injury, no longer do we have to cycle through the Ian Books, the Taysom Hills, the Jameis Winstons, or the Andy Daltons of the world.
Sure.
We get consistency at the quarterback position. It's like, hey, he plays bad one week. Okay, let's go to tape and fix it. Not, hey, Winston played bad. Let's start Ian Book. Or, hey, Taysom played bad. Let's start Andy Dalton. Or, hey, let's just keep rotating these 4 stack of quarterbacks in and out until we eventually settle on Andy freaking Dalton. We have consistency. And that's all you can ask for from New Orleans at this point in time is consistency.
Hey, I can't question your fandom, but buying the jersey, though, is very interesting to me. He has to get MVP now.
Billy says that Pacheco was a steal of the draft last year. I'm going to find a guy.
Vance did say no.
You could argue because a bigger position that Brock Purdy was the ultimate steal of the draft.
That's true. Yeah. I don't know about last year, but I know the year before, Billy, Vance said Noah Igbenogany was the steal of the draft.
I'd never even heard of that dude's name till last year.
Noah Igbo not getting his 5th-year option picked up. How does that make you feel, Barrett?
That's fine. Fuck that guy.
Oh. Man, Cesar Ruiz not getting his 5th-year option picked up.
It's because they're going to negotiate. 5th-year option would have paid him like $18 million, and that's pure cap hit. So they're going to negotiate. He's staying around.
They didn't pick up Austin Jackson or Noah. So
yeah, because Cesar Ruiz is kind of like Derek Carr. He's consistent. He's not. Cesar Ruiz wasn't great. Eric McCoy was the guy we drafted 2 years before. That is just like he's top 5 center in the league right now. He's crazy good. Cesar Ruiz is a right guard that's just kind of been like above mid, but kind of riding that line. So it's like negotiate him and maybe pay him $8 million a year instead of 18 would be great. Will Purdy start? Yes, Purdy will start. I think they've already said that if he comes back, like I believe Trey Lance is on the trade block. So
he is.
And if you're a team like Chicago who can maybe snag him up for like a third, why not?
What? Get out of here. This guy.
What? They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a good quarterback.
Hating.
I mean, maybe if you're a team like Miami,
I'm not saying go out and give up a first-round pick for Trey Lance because obviously he hasn't played in 2 years because he set his rookie year, then got hurt the year after, immediately into the first game playing. So I'm not saying go get Trey Lance and be like, day one starter. It's like, hey, Trey Lance, you're officially a backup now until something happens. He's just not a starter anymore.
I mean,
his window was wide open in year 2, and then his injury and then the emergence of Brock Purdy.
Rip.
Trey Lance didn't have a chance to start in San Fran.
No chance for Trey Lance.
Unless Trey Lance is not available or Brock Purdy's not available to start the year off. And then immediately upon Brock Purdy returning, I imagine he'll be insert. Unless Trey Lance is playing out of his mind.
I don't think Brock Purdy's going to be ready.
Yeah, I think it's it might be all year injury, right?
It's pretty bad, or it was pretty bad.
I know they were talking like Brock Purdy was going to be available. Billy says Lance worked out with Mahomes. All reports he looked good. I imagine you're talking about Patrick Mahomes looked good. Reports said that Mahomes looked good. So we'll go from there. But Seth, who do you think is the steal of the draft if you had to put a player on it?
Steal of the draft.
Potentially. Yeah, this is your way too early steal of the draft prediction.
Well, what are we calling a steal? You know, it's like
I'm going late first round.
Later in the draft.
Anybody outside the top 10.
I think it could be Darnell Washington.
Whoa, that's the guy my Dolphins Twitter wanted.
I mean, just one of them guys that's freaky athleticism, big, tall, strong, and he slipped way in the draft because there's a report, I didn't see it. I don't know. I didn't read it why Darnell Washington slid.
His knee, right, or something. Something about his leg.
Not 100% sure. But he falls to the Steelers where they already have Freiermuth, so it's like a weird kind of backup pick, But yeah, I think he could be a freak at the NFL level.
Steal of the draft last year was not Pacheco, it's Tariq Woolen who went in the 5th.
Ooh.
To Seattle.
Yeah.
That's true.
That dude's a 6'4" monster. Probably the only dude tall enough and big enough to go toe-to-toe with DK and a handful of these other big wide receivers. Barrett, what do you think? Who do you think's the steal of the draft?
We kind of talked about him earlier. I like Hendon Hooker, man. I know he's old as shit. Like he's as old as me or something.
He's 26.
Yep. But I think we're looking at like
age.
Yeah.
Old as shit.
Old as fuck. I think we're looking at a Brandon Weeden, but better type of situation here.
Oh, God.
What do you think about it? What, didn't Brandon Weeden come in after all Tim Couch or something? Goff is kind of on his last leg,
Goff was Green Bay losing away from being in the playoffs.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. There's no real pressure for Goff, and there's no real pressure for Hendon. So I don't know. I just like it. He can truly sit and learn, and if something happens to Goff, at least you got a guy there, that could be somewhat a future. He's just not super young, but he could be the steal of the draft.
Yeah. Billy said, did he win a Super Bowl? I think he's talking about Tariq Woolen. No, Billy, we're using our eyeballs and our brains to see who the overall better player is on the field. And Isaiah Pacheco was in an offense that doesn't really need him. You could almost put any running back in the league, start them on Kansas City, and they're automatic Super Bowl contenders. Just saying. Isaiah Pacheco is not the steal. He is a great player that they found in the 7th round, but he's not the steal of the draft. Just saying. I mean, if we use these right here and this thing up here. Now, granted, this thing right here did pick Derek Carr to win the Super Bowl or the MVP last year, so could be way off. But now I got my sights set on Derek Carr being consistent. That's all we want. It's consistency. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he could have started the whole time. It wouldn't have mattered.
Oh, dude, Kansas City fans have ran Clyde Edwards-Helaire out of time.
Dude, they have. Man,
I don't even know. It's like the dude gets injured, and then everybody just like.
Yeah, he helped. He basically was the Isaiah Pacheco his rookie year to what Isaiah is now. And now that he got hurt his second year, you guys cast him out of town.
Well, hey.
So, yeah, Isaiah goes down next season. You guys get him out of here. Get him out of here. We should have drafted a guy in the first round. We had to get a running back. Kansas City, man.
Carr was consistently bad as a Raider. You are correct about that.
You guys, oh, man.
Bunch of car haters, huh?
Car haters. You guys you'll never understand what that man had to go through in Las Vegas and Oakland to finally be on a team where their only problem is kicking the can down the road for salary cap issues.
Dude, you're
Derek Carr went through hell for the Raiders.
I agree.
He gave them everything he had, and they from 2016 to 2022, not one first round pick was on that roster. What is Derek Carr supposed to do with a bunch of nobodies?
Win the games.
He had Zay Jones at wide receiver one year. He had Tyrell Williams, who was actually really good for the Chargers and then got hurt immediately upon arriving. The only good situation he's ever been in was last year. He had Devontae and Josh Jacobs emerge as like a top running back. But I don't know if you saw those games. There's a guy in my face. There's a guy in my face.
Did have Devontae Adams last year.
I said that. He did have Devontae. But how's Derek Carr supposed to get the ball off with no O-line? And is he also supposed to score 50 points a game because Derek Carr doesn't play defense?
Why are we spending so much time on Derek Carr?
Because Vance said he had nobody when he had Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, and Devontae Adams.
He did not have Darren Waller. Darren Waller was not there that last year.
And
it wouldn't have mattered because none of those guys played defense, so they would have. I mean, if you put line Derek Carr at safety, Tay at corner, Waller at linebacker, Jacobs at DN, maybe they hold them to 30 points, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just kind of a weird situation Derek Carr was in. But let's roll right into the NBA, right? Not a lot going on in the NFL world. We're kind of in a lull right now.
LeBron
James takes it to the Steph Curry and the Warriors at Golden State in San Francisco for game one. I mean, Seth, what are your thoughts? Who do you think's taking that matchup?
I ultimately have the Warriors in that. I think this was kind of a steal game for the Lakers. You know, the Warriors just got out of a game 7. LeBron and AD played 40-plus minutes in game 1, and the Warriors didn't. They played like 32 minutes max, 33 minutes max for their stars. So I think that was the chance for them to steal game 1 on the road, and it worked successfully. Jordan Poole had a late shot to tie that game, tie or win, I can't remember, and he just missed it from deep.
28 feet he pulled that from.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe he could have dribbled one, stepped up.
Yeah, little.
But
what an idiot!
Jessica Alba was in the crowd, so he said this is for her and hucked at the rim. Missed. I think it was just a steal game. The Warriors need to get to the line. I mean, they shot 30-plus threes or whatever, and they were bitching on Twitter about not having enough free throws. That's because they don't drive. They don't have that guy that's going to go to the rim and get free throws. They don't have. They have shooters. They have shooters everywhere. I mean, Anthony Davis absolutely mobbed them on the rim, and that was insane.
Golden State shot 53 three-pointers.
Oh.
And only got to the line 6 times.
Well, that's their fault.
Yeah. But they want to go on the Twitter, and the Warriors fan base wants to go on Twitter and bitch like it was totally the ref's fault. No, you don't have anybody that drives. Curry don't drive. Clay doesn't drive. Jordan Poole, he's pulling up from the parking lot when he gets a chance. So
he pulled up from the parking lot 3 times that game. And one was a transition 3. Like, he had no business heaving that thing up. He just dribbled, like cross half court. And I mean, just whew. Like, I was sitting here, I just threw my hands up. It's like, what the fuck was that?
What's even wilder is Looney, 23 boards, Anthony Davis, 23 boards. Like, are they the only ones pulling the boards down? Everybody else is out and running every second they get? Like, good Lord.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Warriors. So the way the Warriors' success works is their transition offense, right? They have one guy get the board, and then they immediately push. And that's what the Lakers have to contend against is they have Anthony Davis going toe-to-toe with Kevon Looney, and then whoever gets the board, the other team's pushing. Trying to get back. So I think it's going to be pretty one-sided with rebounds. LeBron may get – he got 11 last game. He may continue to do so to help AD out. But it's going to be all AD and Kevon getting boards because as soon as that ball's come down, Warriors are pushing. So, I don't know. I think this is the best series we have. I think it's going to be – I mean, obviously it's the oldest series we have between the two oldest star players in the league, between LeBron and Steph Curry. But I wasn't originally on the Lakers train going into the playoffs.
Ooh, can't count out the GOAT LeBron James and his glass sidekick Anthony.
Today,
Davis.
arguing with somebody on TikTok, I got called a bronze sexual, so I guess I'm riding. I didn't know that was a thing, so I guess I'm riding with LeBron James to get past the Warriors in 7. It's going to take 7 games because Warriors are going to take the next game. It's going to split 1-1, and I think Warriors take one in LA. Then it comes down to the boom, 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 and then the Lakers have to steal another one.
I think the best series potentially that could be on is the one that's on right now, 76ers and the Boston Celtics, with the league MVP Joel Embiid on the floor for the first time in the series.
Yeah, good job, Joel. Finally cracked it.
Yeah. You know, voter fatigue probably got him that, but it's deserved. I think Joel Embiid is probably the most dominant. If, you know, it's arguably top 2 dominant guys in the league. So,
yeah.
How about old James Harden of old the other night, dude? Just oh man.
Yeah, Harden, dude.
Harden can still cook. He doesn't have to anymore. That's the thing. He has the MVP on his team now. He no longer has to be the MVP. He has a third scoring option as well with Maxey there. So it's like James Harden doesn't have to be that guy that puts up that 1 year he averaged almost 36 points per game. He doesn't have to be that guy anymore. So props to James Harden for when he does need to turn it on. What I think is hilarious is that Philly chose Tobias over Jimmy Butler, or I think they'd already have probably 2 rings with JB on that squad.
Jimmy Butler, you know, takes out the Milwaukee Bucks, comes in and takes game 1 versus damn it, who are they playing? I can't even think.
The Knicks.
Then they lost game 2, but don't worry, Jimmy Butler is
oh yeah, dude, Jimmy's ready.
He's gonna come in. He's gonna take care of business.
Yeah.
But jumping to the Heat series, you know who's a bum? Bam Adebayo. He lost.
With him.
He's terrible, and he's been terrible all playoffs. He was terrible in the regular season. He's not what everybody made him out to be. He's like an average big now, dude.
I'll agree with that. I wasn't. You said that to me a couple weeks ago. Before, I think right as soon as the playoffs started, and I was like, "Nah, you're crazy talk." I watched that whole last Heat series. Bam is not that great of a player anymore. He had those 2 good years where did he win a Defensive Player of the Year 1 year?
No.
He might have been close. But I was like, man,
it's not like he's
good.
old.
And now, he's not old. But now it's just kind of like, man, Bam is an average Joe down there. He's Yusuf Nurkic. Just an average Joe.
I would love Bam on the Thunder, dude.
No, Bam can't board.
Doesn't have to. No one's going to miss shots on the Thunder next year.
Oh, my God. Yes, he does. He has a board. That's our biggest issue. We got Josh Giddey fucking pulling in like 11 rebounds a fucking game down there.
Nothing wrong with that.
It is when he's the 2.
You know who I want, weirdly, for the Thunder to pick up in free agency? This dog on New York, Hartenstein. Have you seen him?
Isaac Hartenstein.
Yeah, that guy plays hard, man. He is interesting. He's very fun to watch. He doesn't have to space the floor, but man, it's like that dude loves getting down and dirty in the paint. And that's what we need with Chet being 7'1" and 130 pounds. We're gonna need a bigger body down there. And I think Hartenstein, if he comes available in free agency next year,
pick him up.
Or we also have trade assets to go get him, so it doesn't matter. 17 first-round picks over the next 4 years.
Do you think Presti pulls the trigger on some?
is there? I don't think Presti pulls the trigger on a star player. I see Presti pulling the trigger to move up in the draft to try to get somebody. It's obviously not going to be Wembanyama. Detroit's never going to let that up. They're just going to keep. They're going to keep drafting number one over and over and over until it finally works.
What would it take to get Wembanyama?
It would take Shy and a lot of firsts.
Damn, it would take Shy, huh?
The way everyone talks about this guy, if you have the number one overall pick, which is why Greg Popovich absolutely tanked his ass off this year to try to get that guy. They won, unfortunately, too many games. They're kind of tied for third.
And the lottery.
Yeah, they have to win the lottery. They have to win the lottery, but Detroit has the best odds. So,
what if the Thunder somehow?
The Thunder are 14th, so they have a chance.
Barry, if you'd ever like to see the Thunder's chances in action, you just go to tankathon.com.
Doing it.
Go ahead and click that baby, and it randomizes the draft every time, and it'll let you know where the Thunder fall.
Sim lottery. Okay, Oklahoma
Billy,
City.
I'm kind of curious. You said I wonder if Presti ever pulls the trigger. I want to know what you think we should pull the trigger on because I put it out every year. I'm just like
1.7.
we need to go get a guy. Need to go get a guy. Go get Pascal Siakam. Go get one of these not superstars, but star power forward to center players and round that roster out. We don't even have to give up a player. Just we have draft capital, we have picks, we have cap space and we have picks.
Ooh, there's a second pick.
Let's go make it happen. Are you just re-rolling?
Yeah, 4th.
If we had the second overall pick, if there's a way the Thunder get number 2 in this draft, I think Sam Presti has to go all in, trade number 2 and future picks to go get Wembanyama.
Damn, I haven't got the number 1. Yeah.
Whoever takes one's like, there's got to be a point to where you're just like, I don't think I'd trade it because he may be the next great thing, or he might be the next Sean Bradley.
Or he might be the next Zion Williamson.
Bust.
Or he might be the next LeBron James.
He could be.
I don't know. Man, it's frustrating to sit back knowing we have this many picks and they're not being put together for a package for a guy.
Yeah, for somebody.
Well, listen, Presti's a smart GM. Presti understands that, hey, you can't have 17 first-round picks for the next 5 years or whatever and fill the team out like that. I mean, you can, I guess, but you're going to run out of roster room. So Presti knows Presti's going to do something with the picks because it's bound to happen. Like, there's not enough roster space to obviously put all those first-round picks on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
So something's going to crack. He's going to do something.
I hope it's this offseason, man, because we were right there about to make the play-in game. We're literally Chet in a piece away, I think. Chet gets us in, but, man, that one more guy gets us probably to the Western Conference Finals.
Oh. You want Cat?
I wouldn't mind Cat, honestly.
Cat would be sick.
Cat's a clown.
Better than Gobert.
But it's like the Timberwolves, obviously, I think they learned the lesson the hard way when they got gentlemen swept by the Nuggets that the Twin Towers is not the way to go. So it's like, do you choose Cat or do you choose Gobert? Either way, you gave up 5 picks for Gobert. Do you turn around and get 3 to 4 from the Thunder for Cat?
Yeah, you'd have to recoup something.
Why not? They basically factory reset almost if they trade Cat to the Thunder for 4 first-rounders.
Oh, Presti's laughing, Billy. He is. But okay, if you could trade 5 picks right now for pretty much almost anyone, who would it be then?
Cat, Luka. But I think Luka's going to require picks and players based on the caliber player he is.
So, like, when did they last re-sign Cat?
He signed He's currently on a rookie. He's still on the back end of his rookie max, right? He's been in the league 8 years. Yeah, he's on the back end of his rookie max. I think he signed it maybe 2 years ago. It was like $205 million. It was kind of the same up there with a lot of other guys around that time getting paid.
The answer to this is easy.
There it is. Oklahoma City, number 1.
Took Barrett like
How many
100 tries.
re-rolls? 60?
I think I was about 32 in.
Odds are good.
We have a
Not
1
bad.
in 32 chance to get there. We'll take it.
Hey,
Yeah.
if you could trade 5 picks for anybody in the league, it's Joel Embiid, right?
I think after winning the MVP, he's untouchable.
But listen, Philly has tried and they've paid and they've tried and they've paid and they've tried and they've paid and they tried. And then you might have Harden leaving. I know you got Maxey and you got a couple other guys on the roster, but at what point are you like, shit, we can't get it done?
I mean, they're 1 up against Boston right now. So
Well,
if they get bounced by Boston, I agree. But I don't think Embiid's going to be the guy that gets off that roster.
They're starting to push that. They're starting to push that limit. If you can't win with your current roster, it's like, why even keep it? You're just gonna keep trying until your guys are old.
I think Boston's problem is more so the players are getting upset that they're not getting to that next level. I mean, granted, they're 1 year removed from being in the finals.
Yeah,
But it's like, if they
don't
don't get
make
back-
the finals this year, it's like it's a bust.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree, but I think Tatum's untouchable. So the only person that would be worth a damn off that roster would
Marcus
be
Smart, yeah.
Jaylen Brown.
Marcus Smart.
So if the Sixers want to blow it up, Embiid's untouchable, Tatum's untouchable. Those.
Would you bring in
those,
Tobias?
No.
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 damn, no.
If there's a way Jimmy Butler wants to come, I'm taking JB.
He ain't leaving Miami.
I think he loves it in Miami, but
Greatest player in franchise history.
most clutch player in franchise history.
What?
What?
Sure.
What did we say wrong?
Not gonna argue.
What was that? What was wrong with that, Barrett? It's a factual statement.
Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't go best player, but I'm going most clutch. Best playoff performer for the Miami Heat.
Best
Ever.
playoff performer, yeah, ever.
Yeah, sure.
Who's
Hasn't
better?
won a chip. Hasn't won a chip.
Who's better?
Like, if you take the starting 5, JB is getting in over a lot of guys.
Well, yeah.
A lot of guys. Like there's
Including-
probably only 2 guys that get in.
If you're
No, I
taking
think-
a Heat all-time starting 5,
Playoff starting 5.
Yeah, I'm taking Jimmy Butler first pick.
you're not taking Ray Allen.
No, Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, pick number 1.
I
D Wade, pick number 2.
mean, Shaq, number 3.
Yeah, Shaq 3, because Shaq was still in his prime at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably take Shaq over D Wade,
Maybe Chris Bosh.
just so you have JB and Shaq, the 2 dominant defensive men down there.
Not taking LeBron. Y'all are fucking.
And then if I have to fill out my 5th player between Wade, Bosh, Shaq, and JB, it's between Ray Allen and LeBron James.
But you need that shoot. You need the stretch, man. So you may need to take Ray Allen. You need the shooting.
We do need the shooting.
Yeah, it's got to be Ray Allen right there.
Oh, I mean, listen, Presti is not 100%. He's about 70-30 right now with good and bad players, I believe, in like the first few picks.
Poku's still developing, Barrett. Come on.
Poku
on,
stinks.
Golly, Poco should have been a trade casualty like Basley was.
Yeah, Poku
Some
stunk.
dude. There's a big we're always on Twitter. There's some thread, and some guy said, "Who is untouchable on the Thunder?" And some guy was like, "SGA, J-Dub, Chet," and then on the back end of the list he put Poku. and everybody roasted him. Like,
Good. I hope that guy deleted his account.
Hey, 7'1" can stretch the floor.
He
get
can't stretch nothing. He can stand out there.
He stinks.
I bet he shoots 29 plus from three.
29%.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's all. That's not bad, but it's not great.
Presti hasn't drafted a true game changer since, Harden.
If you shoot
Jalen Williams,
30%, if you shoot 30% from 3-point land, you do not have the quote unquote green light to throw it up anytime. That's 34. That's 34% and above, and I would argue 36 and above.
Listen,
But according
I'm
to
with-
NBA execs, it's 34 and above. You have the green light, but anything
Pool's
below
out here throwing them up.
Poole shoots at like
He's probably shooting at like 35.
Jordan Poole.
I would bet Jordan Poole shoots at a 35.3% 3-pointer.
You're going 35%.
Yeah, definitely. How old is
This
Poku?
This year,
He's still
Jordan
pretty
Poole
young.
is shooting. Dude, Jordan Poole is shooting a 33%.
Not this year, all time.
All time at 33.9.
Damn. So he's got the green light, huh, Vance?
Last year he did. He was at 36. This year he's at 33.6. Career is 33.9. So he's basically at 34.
Green light.
But not from 28 feet. He doesn't have a green light. But if you have Poole toes on the line, I'm probably letting it fly. But if I'm Steve Kerr and I see that dude yoink up from 28 feet with 4 seconds left to spare to let Curry move around, a lot can happen in 4 seconds. That's my wife. But a lot can happen to get Curry off a screen or even Clay. You have all those guys.
Yeah, the Warriors set the moving screen that won them 4 championships. That's
Ooh.
Curry's legacy is off of moving screens. Tell me I'm wrong.
Curry's legacy is off.
Off of moving screens.
Fate of the world. The Martians are going to shoot the death laser at Earth. Who do you want taking that last shot?
Iguodala.
Listen, all I'm saying is
That's one of the best sport quotes of all time. I mean, it has to be.
We've all seen it though. Early in the playoff runs of the Warriors, do you know what the offense was? Curry with the top of the ball at the top of the screen, and then here comes fucking Draymond, and here comes what was that stooge that played for them a while? The Andrew Kawhi. Zaza Pachulia. That dude was the biggest clown in the league. But here they come. I mean, just like moving like this, setting a screen for Curry, moving all over the place. And then here comes Curry just banging 25-footers left and right. Bang, bang, bang.
Pachulia is goated, bro.
Golly, Zaza. I couldn't even stand staring at that dude's face.
Zaza Pachulia. Well, I won't even say what I.
That's why when he left the Warriors, his name became irrelevant.
He's a front office guy now for them.
Well, he was off the Warriors. He was
He
off the
literally-
Warriors for like
They literally got that. They injured Kawhi purposely, by the way. He did that on purpose. And the Spurs were making something magical, dude. That ruined the Spurs franchise right there.
It really did.
that would have been Duncan's 6th. Was he on that team? Was Duncan on that team?
I think
Probably.
so. That's a lot. I mean, last time, they were kind of relevant. Were they relevant after Duncan? Maybe for like a year or two.
1 year, and that was the year before Kawhi went to Toronto.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Old big Mr. What they call him, Mr. Fundamental.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you guys this.
Let me talk
What
to you.
team?
Let me talk to
Yeah,
you.
let me talk to you. What team do you think Dylan Brooks is going to sign with next year, Barrett?
The Shanghai Knights, baby.
This is easy. This is an easy answer.
No.
Here you go.
Oh, hold on. Okay.
You have
Real-
to pick an NBA team. Let's
Okay. All right.
let's put it on that board.
Okay. So
Obviously not going to be a starter wherever he goes. I don't think.
So I think a team like the Pistons.
The Pistons are not signing Dylan Brooks.
Okay, who's signing?
Come on, guys. It was right there. It was right there. Easy pickings for the table. It's obviously the Lake Show.
The Lakers. That's what I was gonna say.
Come on, he's out here beefing with LeBron. LeBron's like, hey, he may not be able to shit talk me win the series, but I like that a lot.
Like a
Come on over on the vet minimum, like they do every guy. They get random ass dudes out there. Boom, enforcer. Hockey's got that dude. You run out there, takes a knee out, fights, gets in the box. They just bring D Brooks off the bench, slap a couple guys around, get a tech.
So they get rid of Pat Bev to next year, bringing a guy that produces about the same as Pat Bev.
Well, Dylan Brooks probably isn't. Hey, was he bad in the locker room?
I bet Dylan Brooks was a great teammate. I honestly bet he was.
Yeah, but
Pat Bev was and still is to this day a stooge.
Big time.
Dylan Brooks for me is in that category now. And I think the only team that he's going to go to, the only team that makes logical sense is there's two teams. Towns that love absolute shit talking. That's Boston and Philly.
Warriors.
What? I said Detroit, home of the biggest brawl of all time. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but they suck, Barrett.
Yeah, they're awful. I don't think Detroit has a decent amount of cap space. Do they really want to waste $4 million of it on Dylan Brooks? Probably not.
Listen, I never even heard of Dylan Brooks until the whole LeBron James shit. So is this guy good or what?
No, he's like an 11-point per game scorer, maybe.
Yeah, so he's like a Poku.
His defense is above average, but not good enough to get on a defensive team.
What would you think if the Thunder sign him?
Whatever.
It's whatever. He'll be an all right off the bench guy, but he's not going to be a starter.
Listen, that's the Grizzlies are like, we don't want you back. You talk shit to LeBron and they beat us out or whatever. It's like, okay, why are they blaming Dylan Brooks?
Oh, you got to have a scapegoat. If you lose a playoff series,
is true.
There has to be a scapegoat.
They're always Dylan Brooks. Where the fuck was John Morant? The dude you just paid a huge extension to.
Well,
like that dude was a fucking ghost. You didn't see him post no 40-point, no 40-point, no 35-point games in that fucking series. Maybe he did, but I didn't hear about it. You know why? They're going to say because he got injured. Doesn't matter. You play through injuries if you're a star. Desmond Bain out there, muscled up like,
dude.
Jack Desmond Bain. He was out there trying to carry the load, but you ain't got – like, where was Jaren Jackson? Like, you had the defensive player on the year on your team. And
nowhere to be found.
I don't know. But once again, I didn't watch that series because it was a fucking snoozer other than Dylan Brooks trash talk. But, that was kind of funny. The scapegoat, poor Dylan Brooks, dude. I feel bad for Dylan Brooks,
Wow.
Yeah, every team, if you lose the playoffs, every team has to have one. That's like if the Lakers lose, it's going to be,
Austin Reeves, you're out of here.
I think Austin Reeves is getting a bag after this year.
Yeah, he is.
Another Duncan Robinson all over again.
Potentially. I don't know if the Sixers lose, it's going to be like, Harden. If Celtics lose, it's going to be all Jaylen Brown or Marcus Smart. If the Warriors lose, it's going to be they're old and Draymond can't shoot, which is why Draymond won't be on that team next year.
The Heat, Jimmy Butler has no
If
help.
the Heat lose, Jimmy Butler was hurt. Bam Adebayo can't board. If the Knicks lose, it's like
maybe we need to get rid of Julius Randle.
Yeah, let's revamp the roster again. The one that just got us to the second round of the playoffs. Instead of bringing in a star, let's cut Julius Randle and go from there. Who else is still in the playoffs? If the Nuggets lose, it's going to be Jokic isn't a great playoff performer. Michael Porter Jr. shrinks in the moment. If the Suns lose, it's because Kevin Durant's a snake and he actually stinks. And he needed.
No, Chris Paul's hurt. Chris Paul's hurt.
Yeah, Chris Paul's hurt.
Oh
Because
yeah.
you can't blame this shit on Devin Booker. Promise you that. That dude's playing his heart out.
Oh,
Defense
soft as
and
Charmin
all.
Ayton. Soft as Charmin Ayton.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's DeAndre Ayton. We should have let him walk. Not matched his sign sheet net last year. Our
Where was he
fault.
gonna go?
Like
Charlotte.
Detroit, I think. Charlotte. It was one of those two. I don't know. Every team will have a scapegoat. The Lakers are the only ones that are just like, oh, we brought in these guys late. We're still getting our chemistry together. We'll run it back next year where LeBron's really going to ship the whole team off to bring in a whole bunch of veterans. And then mid-season be like, well, why ain't this working? We brought Carmelo back. We got Ron Artest. We brought Robert Horry out of the stands. Why isn't this working?
Austin Reeves is a trade casualty next year.
No way. They're gonna what? Lakers are gonna keep him.
Dude,
I think-
Austin Reeves' value is so high for some odd reason. It's like,
Yeah, I think
he
Lakers
comes
are going to
in-
go all in on Bradley Beal and try to get him in the offseason.
Austin Reeves plays another great game, gets a little bitty $10 million a year bag. He's fucking gone.
Damn. You don't think the Lakers are gonna keep their young talent?
They never do. Never do. Ever since
LeBron
Kobe
wants a
retired,
veteran.
the Lakers had a great young core put together.
They did.
And then the minute LeBron showed up, just see ya.
They want a chip. They want
And
a chip.
the one draft pick that has actually worked out for him since LeBron James has been there, and Austin Reeves, that dude, his trade value is never going to be higher than what it is after this playoffs. See ya. Let's get in a vet.
Maybe I could get BI.
Maybe Thunder can get Austin Reeves for some picks. Add a shooter
want
to the
Austin
team.
Reeves.
Come on.
Austin Reeves. We got Isaiah Joe.
You know, Logan saw Isaiah Joe at Texas Roadhouse the other night.
You didn't get his autograph? Not
I
a
think
picture?
he was leaving.
Not a picture?
He didn't know until
Yeah,
they
not
started
a
talking about
Snapchat?
it afterwards, after the fact.
What, the waiter start talking?
Yeah.
Just like, hey, that was Isaiah Joe over there. Just be like, you don't know who Isaiah Joe is. Come on.
Wait, they don't Isaiah Joe doesn't live. Was he at an OKC?
No, it's in Tulsa Hills.
Isaiah Joe don't live in no Tulsa.
Doesn't have to live there. He could just be there. He was there.
He's visiting.
Nobody hangs out in Tulsa anymore.
That's true.
Logan,
Maybe
who
that's on Tulsa.
barely knows anything about basketball, I mean, he wouldn't just message me and be like, "Hey, does Isaiah Joe play for the Thunder?" I said yes. He was there.
Maybe he's going to a Drillers game.
Maybe, I don't know. Golf.
Yeah, maybe the golfer Isaiah Joe.
Oh, lives in town, right? In a couple weeks.
Yeah, lives in town. They're getting ready. They're setting up the carnival. We're getting ready for the concert. What's her name? Something Wilson. Lainey
Laney
Wilson. Coming to
okay.
town.
Hey, that props to Liv.
maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, let me check on the vet ticks. Hey,
Hey, you might get some, Barry. You should. Take Vance. He'd have a hell of a time. Come back with his face.
Oh
painted
yeah,
and
dude.
wood
We'd be
in
on
it.
the Ferris wheel. We'd be on the Ferris wheel watching DeChambeau tee off on one
let me see.
with my hot dog, with my corn dog in one hand and my raspberry sweet tea in the other.
Foam
Go
finger.
Bryson!
Foam
Woo!
finger. Foam
Yeah,
finger.
foam fingers on. Wear my shorts out there. Have
Whoa,
fun playing golf.
That's not on the tour. No shorts on the tour.
Wait,
on
what?
Live there is.
Yeah, I know. No shorts on the real
'Cause
tour.
Live is fun.
No shorts on the real tour.
Dude, like the only reason I tune in to watch Live is to see Phil Mickelson's calves. That dude is shredded from the kneecap down.
Let's see.
Yeah, God. Festivals and kid zones. Like, what the fuck?
What do you mean?
Hey.
They're trying to get the kids involved in golf.
They're not even
They're not
supporting the
golfing!
vets here. There's no free tickets here. Get out of here.
What is
Liv.
that? What is that?
That's messed up, man.
Wow.
They gave Barrett 2 ticks to the PGA Tour at Southern Hills.
All right. PGA respects the vets. Liv does not. We're learning something new here. That kind of evens the playing field a little bit.
Oh shit.
But I think wearing shorts on a golf course is like a must-have. And I don't see why the PGA is a big fucking stiffler over that rule. It should be exonerated. It should be gone. Let these guys wear shorts, man. I bet.
What do you want next? Cutoffs?
I
George,
wouldn't go that far because
There's some
I
rules
hate
in your Vans.
I hate seeing people wear cutoffs on a golf course myself. I don't even like seeing people wear T-shirts on a golf course. But
Oh, polos only, huh?
polos.
Look
yeah.
at this guy. He's like, you better fucking wear a polo to the golf course or you're a stooge. But he's like, now them shorts though. Now that's a
Yeah,
different story.
well, shorts and a polo look good. But if
How
you
about
were
a
out there,
t-shirt?
if you were out there in tank tops and a pair of slacks, it's like you're gonna look like a goofball.
What if it's a polo tank top?
ooh,
I bet
Club
Pat McAfee would.
54, $743.
What?
I don't know.
What bear?
Some clubhouse, $754.
Well, if we get tickets to the Live Tour, I need a ticket that includes a Ferris wheel ride.
Hey, oh wait, hold on. Ground passes, big names, big energy, and live music throughout the event. Enjoy access to the interactive fan village, a performance zone, and a live kids zone, and much more. Dang, sounds like a great time.
Yeah, dude. Get the kids all tuckered out and you watch some golf afterwards.
There's a
Not at the PJ. Not at the PJ. If you raise your voice before someone tees off, oof, see it, dude. Get out of here.
You don't think that they shut up during the backswings in the lift?
I imagine they do, but it's like you also have the kids festival over here going on.
Yeah,
You
honk,
could
honk,
probably-
honk, 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 honk,
Yeah.
honk.
You get guys who roll
Well,
up to the
backswing.
tee. You go, give me a little noise. Give me a little noise.
This ain't Happy Gilmore.
Hey, check this out.
The
The Pro-Am ticket. We offer limited golfing Pro-Am spots, giving amateurs a once-in-a-lifetime experience to tee it up with a pro. The day includes meals and a premium gifting experience.
Vans.
A group of 3 amateurs will play with 1 pro on the front 9 and then a different pro on the back 9. Hospitality tickets will be included for the weekend.
Vans.
$8,000.
To
You get out there
outdrive
with-
the Shambo, I have to pay $8,000.
Yeah,
To outdrive Kepka, I have to pay $8,000. Holy cow!
that's it.
Let me just reach in the old 401k and get that out.
Goodness grief.
They'd
Matt,
sign
Eric,
me in a heartbeat, rolling out there in my shorts and my polo. Be like, look at this guy, he knows. And then I walk up to the tee and outdrive Kepka and DeChambeau. Whoo!
seeing,
You might
Seeing
get invited.
seeing Liv roll through town just makes me understand Shooter McGavin a little bit more.
Yeah.
Shooter McGavin was not the villain of that movie, by the way.
That's happy. That's happy.
He was just trying to play golf. All Shooter McGavin wanted to do was play golf.
The way it was meant to be played.
Yeah, the
man.
way it was meant to be played. Happy Gilmore showed up. Damn
You're
you
not
people.
wrong. You're not wrong.
Damn you people, this is golf.
A lot of movies, you got to look. It's like a lot of the bad guys in movies, like a lot of the Avengers bad guys, are not actual bad guys. They're trying to avenge their family that died when Tony Stark blew up some random ass building in Syria.
True. Hey, Guardians 3 this weekend.
Who
What?
cares?
This guy.
It's backlash weekend. But
It's
That's
back.
what I'm
Hey, we kind of need to convert to like football and WWE a little bit
Listen. Hey,
because
me and Seth have been watching Raw.
WWE is
and
as
SmackDown
hot
every Friday.
as it's ever been right now.
It
yeah,
is
we
pretty-
actually watched Raw and SmackDown. I'm like,
Yeah, we're not
Vance.
part timers like your hero, Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Vance.
I tune in when Roman gets on because that's interesting.
No, it's not.
What? You're missing out everything. What do you mean?
There's nothing being told on regular TV unless Roman's there.
What?
They just had the draft.
Yeah.
And I saw it all on Twitter.
You don't want to get on there and watch
This
L.A. Night.
Hey, I usually have it playing on in the background. It would just muted. And then I unmute when I want to see something I want to see. And for the past couple of weeks since Mania, the only thing that has caught my eye is the Cody Rhodes Brock Lesnar story. And even I think that's a mid storyline.
He's
Well,
going
Backlash,
to
like, I mean, you know that Backlash is just finishing up everything there, or like WrestleMania 2 Backlash is just finishing up everything.
But
and
isn't Cody and Roman, they're on opposite brands now?
Yes.
How does Cody finish the story?
At WrestleMania.
Because they said
40.
after Backlash, everybody will stay on their respective brands, which means do they give Cody the World Heavyweight Championship as a consolation prize?
No.
I don't know. There's
Cody's
going to
lose. Cody's going to lose the world to like a Seth or a Finn or Drew. Okay. Let them have it. And then Cody's going to work it back up his rivalry with Roman.
He's on opposite brands, though. How are they going to do it?
Yeah, but Triple H came out and said that
Yeah.
You can
come on.
negotiate.
there could be a
free
transfer.
Yeah.
You can transfer.
Yeah. So Cody
There
will
will be transfers.
go to SmackDown and he will beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. Finally.
God.
I know that's not what you wanted to hear, Seth, but it's probably
Another 300
Nobody wants to see that.
Another 350 days of Roman Reigns as champion.
If it means Cody winning it all at WrestleMania 40, which they'll bring out all the stars and everything else because it's big 4-0, it'd be worth it. I don't know why they didn't do WrestleMania 40 in Hollywood, but they're doing it in Philly. Ugh.
Well, Philly has like insanely hype crowds.
True. Weren't you at the one where Hulk hosted? Was that the one you went to?
I'm not sure. I was at WrestleMania 35, 34. One of those two.
Hey, Roman Reigns lost in that WrestleMania. How's that
He
feel?
did lose in
How's
the
that-
most boring.
How's that feel?
It was so I was trying to watch the match, right? Because I was invested in Roman. But dude, that crowd couldn't give two shits about that match. And I'll tell you why. I don't think it's because the build up to that storyline wasn't bad. It honestly wasn't a bad storyline. And if you watch the match itself wasn't bad. It was the fact that we fucking sat in that arena for 8 hours before that match started. That was the longest WrestleMania in history before they switched to the 2-night events. It was rough. We sat there for 8 hours. By the time the pre-show started, that place was already jam-packed. We sat there for legit 8 hours until that match kicked off. Like we woke up at 6 a.m. so we could go do all the pre-show stuff and like meet superstars and all that stuff, WrestleMania access. We woke up at 6 and we didn't get back to our hotel room till like 3 a.m. the next morning because it was just. Damn.
So let me tell you my guess, Vance, is what happens with the splitting the brands. So he's gonna have a feud with Brock Lesnar. He'll probably lose to Seth Rollins for the WWE thing at the what is it, King of the Ring? No, it's not. What is it? Is it King of the Ring? It's not King of the Ring. It's not called King of the Ring.
No, it's called Night of Champions.
Yeah, he'll lose that. He'll probably go down a little bit, and then he'll get hyped way back up again because I don't think Cody Rhodes' flame's gonna die until he wins the championship. Just how the WWE universe works right now. And then one random ass SmackDown, you're gonna fucking hear, "Oh, wrestling has more than one royal family," and then it's just gonna go fucking crazy, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, they transferred over."
I gotta ban Logan.
Hey, Logan hating over here.
We're talking about something we're passionate about, like. So I don't know.
That's my guess.
The women's titles, it's like, are they going to do what they did a couple of years ago and just do a casual switch on TV? I'm kind of curious what's going to happen there. Are they going to do the switch at Backlash?
Logan, just think of it as entertainment programming.
They took all the women's belts off of NXT.
Really?
Yeah, it says Seth, Finn, or Drew is taking the new belt.
Didn't Braun Breaker go to Raw?
I think Braun Breaker's still on NXT.
I don't think he got drafted.
What a shame, dude. Braun Breaker's so good.
Neither did Carmelo Hayes.
I don't know. That new world title, to me at this point, it's like it's not going to be a part-timer championship, which I'm excited about.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, why just not split the fucking regular titles?
No.
Like, why do we have to do this? We just introduced the Universal Championship in 2018, and here we are 4 years down the road, and they have to introduce.
Triple H needs something to cement the beginning of the Triple H era. Guys, we're in a new era. Vince is out of here. Okay.
I don't think so. The way Omos is still beating up random people on.
He's finishing Vince's things, allegedly. Dude, Katie is so hard for freaking Randy Orton.
Well, I agree. I think Randy Orton should be the inaugural champ of that title.
Really?
No.
Wow.
If you put Randy Orton as the first champion of that title, it automatically brings prestige to the title.
True.
Randy Orton's not a part-timer. He's a full-timer when he's there, when he's healthy. It automatically brings prestige and elite. Like, it makes that title elite, having a guy like Randy Orton win it and then hold it till SummerSlam and then let Seth or somebody take it then.
You know who should have won it, but he was drafted to SmackDown?
Who?
The man who never technically lost the World Heavyweight Championship. Edge.
The Universal? Oh, Edge.
Never actually dropped the belt.
Nobody has had a title match since then,
But it's in his,
which got interrupted by Daniel Bryan for whatever fucking reason.
it's in Edge's contract that he won't hold the belts. So,
well, good, because I think Edge came back to do dream matches, not to do.
he basically
Title
they
runs.
said he came back to like put people over and stuff like that.
Yeah, because he did his
And then he beat
match with.
He beat Finn. It's like,
Katie says Bobby Lashley.
huh.
That's Seth's favorite.
Bobby Lashley needs to retire.
Bobby
Dude.
Lashley's 50.
He's 50. He's been there forever, though.
Bobby Lashley was there in 06, I think.
That's crazy shit.
He left for a while and came back, but he wasn't gone for long either. All right. Well, I'm going to look at Bobby Lashley's age, and then we're going to do some closing comments. Because I'm curious. He was born in 76. Let me just type in age. That's way easier. He's 46.
So he still has
He's
4
old.
more good years.
Yeah, Brock is 45. John Cena's 46. Wicked. All right. Barrett, final prediction. Who do you think's taking the world title? The new world title. Now that's 2 months away, right? Because Backlash is this. No, so it's almost a month away
Because it's
before we get to see that.
because Night of Champions is before SummerSlam.
Well, normally the way they do it is it would go Backlash, Money in the Bank,
Oh yeah.
and then we'd go on. Because if the guy who held Money in the Bank didn't cash in the day after Mania, you knew it would happen within the next month. But now, are they doing Night of Champions then Money in the Bank? Is Money in the Bank going to be the third pay-per-view?
You can
Or they
look,
can
up
do
the,
Night
you
of
can look up the
Champions.
schedule.
I will. I'll have to look it up. We'll have to come better prepared next week when we do
Hold on.
Backlash recap.
Ooh, yeah, that's true. Okay, Clash Night of Champions is in the same month, May 27th. Literally 2 pay-per-views. Then nothing in June, nothing, and then July 1st, Money in the Bank in London. Then SummerSlam August 5th in Detroit. So SummerSlam's not till August 5th. So yeah. So Money in the Bank will be after Night of Champions, which that makes it interesting. So who do I think? I think it's
Who's going to be the inaugural World Heavyweight Champion?
fuck.
In my eye, like Kate
Seth
kind of put it
Rollins.
on head. There's only 3 guys.
Seth Rollins will beat Finn. It has to be some kind of heel.
Seth, where are you going?
It's got to be Rollins. He just makes sense. He can hold the championship. He's an everyday guy.
He is an everyday guy.
I want to go someone new.
Omos.
You know what? That's actually probably a real fucking possibility.
He's a free agent somehow.
No, it's exclusive to Raw. It's exclusive. He can't have that belt and transfer over.
No, I mean, I'm just saying Omos is a free agent in general.
Yeah, but
yes.
they won't give it to a free agent because he can go on both shows.
Yeah, it's going to be somebody there night in, night out,
On
working. So who do I think is going to be there night in, night out, working?
Dominic Mysterio.
How are they going to do this, by the way? Are they going to do a tournament? Have they announced it yet? Is there a tournament that's going to lead up to Night of Champions? Or is it just going to be Seth versus – because I think Seth is automatically –
yeah.
Seth Rollins, in my eyes, is going to be in that match.
There's literally 2 weeks between Backlash and Night of Champions. So it's going to have to happen fast. Well, 3 weeks, I guess, if you count the whole week leading up. So, yeah.
Well, they could start the tournament the week after Backlash and do, hey, round 1 is this week. Next week we're doing round 2. And then on Night of Champions, someone will have 2 matches, most likely.
Katie
on
says
one show.
Drew.
But I really want Kevin Owens to hold it, but I know he's got the Sammy story going on. I'm going Randy Orton. I think he comes back.
Wow.
I'm sticking to it. I think Randy Orton comes back after Backlash and Randy takes it.
Wow.
But I would like to see. I would also like to see Finn
Styles.
AJ
is AJ on Raw?
He's on SmackDown.
Yeah. SmackDown.
Well, SmackDown is the house that AJ Styles built, so we'll see. All right, that's all I got for you, boys. We'll talk about it more next week. We get more information after Backlash. We'll have a Raw before, so we'll get more into it on Wednesday because we're kind of in the mix of NBA and WWE.
Good placeholders. Good placeholders.
When the NFL comes back, we'll do NFL and WWE. Who knows? But all right, that's all we got. Catch you boys on the next one. All right, thank you for tuning in to Take It On Sports Podcast. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon. You can catch the live shows on YouTube. You can catch the live shows on Facebook. You can, on our YouTube channel, you can go to YouTube Shorts and check out stupid videos that we make on there, our TikTok page as well. Check everything out there. Other than that, we'll see you guys next week when we have recaps of the NBA playoffs and how that's going and WWE Backlash.